Hi, everyone. I'm Julia, 33 years old, and this is the story of how I built my skincare empire from the ground up, only to face betrayal from the one person I trusted most. 8 years ago, my life was a blur of endless shifts. By day, I was a barista and a retail worker. By night, I bartended. Every spare dollar went into creating my first skincare product in my tiny apartment kitchen. "Girl, you're going to burn yourself out," Sarah would say during our stolen coffee breaks. She was my rock, my best friend since college. Now she's the CEO of my company. "Just wait, Sarah," I'd tell her. "This formula is different. People are tired of fake promises and harsh chemicals." I was right. My natural skincare line exploded after a major beauty influencer raved about it. Suddenly, I went from juggling jobs to running a business that was skyrocketing. Around that time, I met Mike at a business convention. "Your passion for clean beauty is infectious," he said on our first date. "You're not like other entrepreneurs." I fell hard. Fancy dinners, surprise weekend getaways. Mike seemed like everything I didn't know I needed. My brother James, who's also my lawyer, wasn't so convinced. "As your brother and legal advisor, something feels off about him," James warned. "You say that about everyone I date." I laughed it off, too caught up in the whirlwind romance to see the cracks forming. Within a year, Mike and I were married. His mother, Linda, made no secret of her disapproval, throwing snide comments my way at every family gathering. Then there was Tom, Mike's brother, always around and always asking for help. "Come on, Julia, we're family now. I just need a small loan to tide me over," he'd say every week. "You're enabling his gambling," I told Mike. "He's family. We take care of family," he'd reply. When I found out I was pregnant, everything felt perfect for a while. My company hit the $1 million mark, and we were expanding into luxury skincare. Mike celebrated with me, but something had changed in his eyes. "Baby, we need to secure our future," he started saying. "Maybe I should have my name added to some of the business documents." Sarah noticed it too. "Julia, he's been asking a lot of weird questions about supplier contracts," she said. "He's just interested in the business," I insisted, rubbing my growing belly. Then, one night, I overheard him on the phone. "Mom, don't worry. Once the baby comes, we'll have more leverage. Julia's hormonal now, but she'll see reason. This company is going to be our family's legacy." I froze. My world, which had seemed so perfect, suddenly felt like a house of cards. The cracks were turning into full-blown fractures. Looking back, I should have seen the signs. But when you're in love, you wear rose-colored glasses, and all the red flags just look like flags. "You're never home anymore, Julia. This pregnancy isn't an excuse to neglect your husband," Mike snapped one evening as I worked on quarterly reports in my home office. His latest venture, a crypto platform, had just crashed, taking our joint savings with it. "My company is expanding into Europe. I can't just drop everything because you're feeling neglected," I shot back. "Your company?" His tone had turned icy. "I thought we were partners in this marriage." Linda didn't help. She'd show up unannounced whenever Mike was in one of his moves. "Darling," she'd say, dripping with condescension, "a wife's priority should be her family. All this business stress isn't good for the baby. Why not let Mike handle some of it?" Then came the documents, power of attorney forms, company ownership transfers. "All for the family's security," Mike said, sliding them across the table. "Just sign here, babe. Don't you trust me? I'm your husband." I started noticing strange inconsistencies in our confidential files. Product formulas leaked and competitor launches that seemed suspiciously similar to our upcoming lines. "Sarah," I called, my voice tight, "run a system check. Someone's been accessing private folders." "Already on it," she replied. Minutes later, she returned, her face pale. "You won't like what I found. The login credentials, they're from Mike's computer." The confrontation happened in our kitchen. I was 7 months pregnant, holding undeniable proof of his betrayal. "You're stealing from me, sharing trade secrets," I demanded. "Don't be so dramatic," he shot back. "I'm protecting our interests. You're the one being selfish, thinking only about yourself." "Get out of my face, Mike." "Or what?" he sneered, stepping closer. "You'll call your precious brother James. He can't protect you forever." He grabbed my arm hard. When I pulled away, he shoved me against the counter. I stumbled, barely catching myself. "Oh my God, Julia. Sarah's voice rang out from the doorway, her phone discreetly recording. "Stay out of this," Mike snarled, storming out. Later that night, Sarah shared what she discovered. "He's drowning in debt, Julia. Gambling, failed investments, loans from sharks. He and Tom both. They've been bleeding money for months. The bank statements confirmed it. Hundreds of thousands of dollars gone. My successful husband was a fraud, desperate enough to hurt his pregnant wife. I wanted to tell you earlier," Sarah whispered, "but he threatened to leak company secrets if I warned you." My phone buzzed. Linda was calling again. I let it ring, staring at the bruise forming on my arm. The baby kicked, sensing my distress. "I've been such a fool," I murmured. "No," Sarah said, gripping my hand. "You've been manipulated by experts, but now we have proof." My hand rested on my belly, anger replacing fear. This wasn't just about me anymore. "Remember the exit strategy we created when we started the company?" I asked. Sarah nodded, realization dawning in her eyes. "It's time," I said, my voice firm. "No one threatens my baby's future. Not my husband, not his mother. No one." The mask had slipped, revealing the monster beneath. But he'd forgotten one thing. I didn't build an empire by being weak. 3:00 a.m. Sarah and I moved quickly through the house while Mike was on a business trip with Jessica from marketing, a betrayal I hadn't wanted to see before. "These were in his office safe," Sarah said, handing me a folder. Inside were legal documents, a drafted lawsuit claiming half my company scheduled to be filed after my due date. There were also emails between Mike and Jean from R&D planning how to convince me to sign over shares. My phone buzzed. It was Tom. For once, I answered. "Julia," he began, his voice heavy with guilt. "I can't live with this anymore. Mike, he's done this before. 3 other women, successful business owners. He dates them, marries them, and then uses lawsuits and blackmail to take everything." "Why tell me now?" I asked coldly. "Because you're pregnant," he admitted, "and because he's getting violent, just like with the others." Linda's voice echoed in my mind from last week's investor meeting. Such a shame about Julia's mental health struggles during pregnancy. Perhaps the company needs steadier leadership. By the afternoon, I was in my new penthouse apartment. Security cameras were installed in every room, along with panic buttons and a direct police line. James brought in a team of lawyers, cataloging every email, text, and recorded conversation. Statements from Mike's previous victims poured in. They'd been waiting for someone to finally expose him. "Other women business owners are ready to help," Sarah told me. "We've got your back, Julia. No one messes with one of our own." 2 weeks later, my water broke early. "Don't call Mike," I gasped between contractions. Only Sarah and James stayed with me through 18 hours of labor. My daughter, Emma, came into the world screaming, her tiny lungs filled with fight. "She's a fighter, just like her mom," Sarah said, smiling through tears. The harassment began almost immediately. "Where's my wife?" "You can't keep my child from me," Mike slurred in a voicemail. "You ungrateful, after everything our son did for you," Linda hissed in her daily messages. The threats escalated. "Sign the company over or everyone will know what an unstable mother you are," one email read. "I'll destroy everything you've built." But Emma gave me strength. Looking at her tiny face, I knew I had to end this, not just for me, but for every woman Mike might target next. "Sarah," I said, "remember that encrypted folder we found? The one with all the communications between Mike, Linda, and our competitors." Sarah's eyes narrowed. "It's time to use it." "First, call Tom," I added. "Offer him immunity for his testimony." "And Mike's latest threats?" "Let him threaten," I said, my voice steely. "Every message, every call, every email, more evidence. He thinks I'm weak. He's wrong." But I wasn't hiding. I was hunting. He wanted a war? Now he's got one. The awakening wasn't just about discovering Mike's true nature. It was about rediscovering my own strength. Sarah was already in action, leaking the security footage of Mike's violence to the potential investors of his competing skincare line. "Your seed funding's gone, Mike. No one wants to back an abuser," I told him over the phone. "You're destroying everything I worked for," he shouted, his voice cracking. "No," I said firmly. "You did that yourself." James filed a restraining order, armed with mountains of evidence. The judge didn't hesitate. "This is one of the strongest domestic violence cases I've seen in years," they declared. Then came the bombshell in court. Tom spilled every detail of their long-running scam. Mike and Mom targeted wealthy women, he confessed. I played the pathetic brother, while they planted employees, stole trade secrets, and filed lawsuits. Julia was supposed to be the biggest score yet. The fallout was swift. Linda's country club membership was revoked the same day her involvement went public. One by one, Mike's past victims came forward. The DA's office uncovered an investment fraud scheme spanning years. 7 counts of fraud, Mr. Harrison, the prosecutor announced. You're looking at 15 years minimum. As the dust settled, my phone wouldn't stop buzzing with support messages. Sales doubled, then tripled. 3 years later, I'm sitting in our London office, opening the doors to our 10th international store. Emma is in my office, playing with her blocks, a little warrior, growing stronger every day. Julia, Sarah says casually, poking her head in. People magazine wants to feature you in their Women of the Year issue. I smile, the weight of my journey reflected in that single moment. Occasionally, Mike writes from prison, begging for forgiveness. The letters go straight to the shredder. Linda lost everything, her reputation, her social standing. Last I heard, she was living alone in a small apartment, consumed by shame. As for Tom, he's working 2 minimum wage jobs to pay off his gambling debts. At least he's honest about it now. I stand at my office window, overlooking the city skyline. They tried to break me, steal my company, ruin my life. Instead, they made me unstoppable. Success really is the best revenge. Ready for the call, Sarah? I ask, turning back to my desk. Always, she replies with a grin. Let's show them what a single mom with a dream can do. What would you do if you discovered your spouse wasn't just emotionally and physically abusive, but had a history of systematically targeting successful women in a calculated scheme? Would you prioritize personal safety and quietly escape, or would you fight back to expose them and protect future victims? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more real-life experiences that remind us strength often comes from our darkest moments. Together, we can help others recognize the signs before it's too late.